I'm Martin Jennings. I was commissioned in February to make the statue of Philip Larkin on the 25th anniversary of his death. It will be erected right at the end of November, just in time for its unveiling on December the 2nd, which is literally the 25th anniversary of his death. And it's been a tight schedule, but I think we're just about going to fit it in. I didn't just want a standing, rather still figure. Generally, Larkin, in all the images of him, in the footage of him, he's a thoughtful, slow-moving person, often sitting down, the librarian, as it were. I wanted to express more than that, something about the precariousness of life that is reflected so regularly through his poetry. So not only did I put him in motion, and there's a kind of corkscrew motion as he turns, coming out of the hotel, turns towards the trains. I've also put a slight tilt on it to emphasise that motion. The location is essentially, has to be where it is in order for the statue to work. He's looking in a particular direction towards the trains. He has to be rushing, as it were, towards the train. As he describes at the beginning of Wits and Weddings, that Wits and I was late getting away. So he's late getting away. And my conceit here is that he's been having a drink in the Royal Station Hotel. He's come out the back of it, and he's glancing about him for where his train is, turning, as he does so, towards the train he's going to take south. I chose the place that it's going to because it was, as it were, the most open site available. The statue will be viewed from some distance, and that's what these things need. They need aesthetic room to breathe. You need to be able to walk around it, and you need to be able to see it from a distance. Once you've made your maquette, your model, which is in this case about 1/5, 1/6 scale, you then have to make the same thing, or approximately the same thing, in full size. In this case, that's 7 foot high, so it's bigger than life. It has a monumental scale. It's you build a steel armature, and onto that you lay the clay until you've modelled it to its finish. It's not exactly the same as the original model that you made, because on the large scale things work better when you change them sometimes. So there are minor changes all over it from how it was in its model form. Once it's completed in clay, you take that off to the foundry, and it's then 3 months of bronze casting. I think it's essential for them to have a statue of Philip Larkin, and not least because he's one of the great men of the city. And he was a man who loved the city. He happily returned to it in the last 25 years of his life whenever he could. He was at home there, he wrote about it, he wrote about it being a welcoming city. And I hope that that affection and attachment that he had for Hull will be returned to him, not only through Larkin 25 this year, but to the statue of him. And I hope that people will come to be proud of the representation of one of their great sons.